Okay, that title, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But here's the crazy part. It's true. It's a battle your body literally just fought and won just a few moments ago. A silent, invisible war against one of our most feared diseases, and it's happening inside you every single second. So let's get right into it and break down how you're winning this fight without even knowing it.
So, it all begins deep, deep down inside the microscopic machinery that makes you, well, you. You're made of trillions of cells, and to keep you alive and healthy, they're constantly dividing, making perfect copies of themselves. But you know, when you're making trillions of anything, sometimes there's a glitch. It's kind of like a tiny typo in a book that's billions of pages long. A small error can sneak into a cell's DNA while it's copying itself. We call this a mutation. Now, most of these are totally harmless, but every once in a while, one has the potential to become something much, much more dangerous.
I know, that probably makes it sound like we're incredibly fragile. But the thing is, our bodies have these amazing, sophisticated systems built specifically to handle these constant little errors. So, what's the first line of defense?
Well, before a mutated cell even gets a chance to cause trouble, it has its own internal quality control. You can almost picture it like a team of tiny, microscopic mechanics, a repair crew, whose only job is to proofread the DNA blueprint and fix any mistakes they find right on the spot.
And this whole process is incredibly efficient. First, these specialized proteins spot the glitch in the DNA strand. Then, they jump into action, snipping out the broken part. And finally, they patch it up with the correct code, restoring the blueprint to perfection. Just like that, problem solved.
This internal repair crew is fantastic. I mean, truly amazing, but it's not perfect. Sometimes the DNA damage is just too severe. It's way beyond a simple fix. The typo isn't just a wrong letter anymore. It's a whole corrupted paragraph. What happens then?
This is where the body's plan B kicks in. And honestly, it's remarkable. If a cell realizes its own code is dangerously messed up, it makes a pretty profound decision. It chooses to sacrifice itself for the good of the whole system. This process actually has a name, apoptosis. And it's not some messy, chaotic explosion. No, it's a clean, controlled, pre-programmed self-destruction. The cell basically carefully takes itself apart from the inside out, making sure it can't cause any harm to its neighbors. The key here is just how precise it is. Once the cell gets the signal or makes the call itself, that self-destruct sequence is triggered. It shrinks down, breaks apart into these neat little packages, and then gets cleaned up by other cells. No mess, no fuss, just a quiet, efficient removal. And really, this shows you the core principle of our biology. We're a community of trillions of cells, right? And for that community to survive, individual cells are programmed to take themselves out of the game if they become a threat. It's like a tiny act of microscopic heroism.
But there's a terrifying catch. What happens if that mutation, that DNA typo, hits the very genes that control apoptosis? Suddenly, the cell's self-destruct button is broken. It can't die. It becomes a rogue agent, ignoring every single command to shut down. And this, right here, is the moment a potential cancer can be born.
So when a cell's own internal safety systems fail, the body calls in the big guns, the external security force, your immune system. This is our final and most powerful line of defense. You can think of these immune cells as elite guardians, constantly on patrol through every single part of your body. Their mission, it's simple and it's relentless. They patrol through all your tissues, your bloodstream, scanning the surface of every single cell they meet. They're trained to spot the telltale signs of a rogue cell, flagging it as an enemy. And once an enemy is identified, they engage. And that engagement is swift. It's decisive. Specialized immune cells, like your natural killer cells and T cells, just swarm the rogue cell. They lock on and release these things called cytotoxic granules. Think of them as tiny poison packets that blast open the cancerous cell and destroy it from the inside out. Threat neutralized. This whole dramatic sequence, from a single DNA glitch all the way to a full-on immune system attack, this isn't some rare, once-in-a-lifetime thing. This is the silent, constant war your body is always waging just to keep you safe. It's a victory you never even see.
But, how often is this really happening? The answer is just staggering. Scientists figure that this entire process, finding and destroying these precancerous cells, happens thousands, maybe even millions of times every single day inside a perfectly healthy person.
So, the next time you think about your health, just remember this.
Under the surface, there is an incredible, vigilant army working for you 24/7. Your body isn't just passively hoping to stay healthy. It is actively, brilliantly, and successfully fighting cancer every single day. It's a silent, daily victory, and it's all thanks to one of the most sophisticated defense systems in the known universe, your own body.